How do you handle market volatility? Well, one thing you ought to do is ask your advisors some key questions as to how that changes your retirement plan. And in today's video, I'll tell you some of those questions to ask. Hi, I'm Charles Cannon, Certified Financial Planner and founder of the Lifetime Income for You channel. For all the best about annuities and retirement planning, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click below to take the Masterclass to apply to become a client. Today's topic is volatility and the questions to ask your advisor. When you retire and keep your money invested in the stock market, taking out a little bit each month or each quarter, that's what's called a probability plan or a probability model. If your planner did a good job, what they did was they showed you that you could take out 2.8 or 3 or 4% out of your plan every year, and hopefully your plan would continue to grow so that you would have a rising income, and that it was likely then that you would make it all the way to age 100 and still have a little bit of money left over. Well, in a probability model, what they're going on is that, for example, at 4% for somebody age 65, if you took out 4% of your portfolio for the rest of your life, you would have about a 90% chance that that plan would work. That leads us to question number 1. Ask your advisor, how does the current volatility affect my plan? No matter how much money you begin with or how much money you're taking out, volatility in the market could leave you in a position where you either have to put in more, take out less, or perhaps work a little longer, or worse yet, go back to work at least part-time to make your plan work. The earlier you know that, though, the easier it is to plan around it. Question number 2 to ask your advisor in times of volatility is, will I still be able to generate the same amount of income from my portfolio? Again, in times of volatility, if we have a down that stays down, you may have some serious interruption in income. For example, for the pandemic, our low point was March 23rd. At that point, the S&P 500 was down 30% for 2020. But because of the stimulus package, we were able to rebound pretty well over the summer. But what if that 30% down stayed down like 2008, where it was about 16 months, or the year 2000, where it was almost 26 months? That would seriously affect how much income you could take out of your portfolio for sure. You've got to talk to your advisor with every little dip. Question number 3, as you're building your plan, is, does this plan cover all of my fixed expenses? See, when you retire, the number one thing you need is a new paycheck. And I'll tell you, you also need a playcheck. The paycheck covers things like your mortgage, if you still have one, all of your other fixed monthly bills. And then your playcheck is the things that you really are hoping to do during your retirement, whether that's golf or boating or bowling or trips. And so you need a paycheck and a playcheck to make sure you can do all of those things. Planning for both a paycheck and a playcheck is the basis of what I would call a safety-based plan. We talked already about a probability plan. A safety-based plan would use a lifetime income annuity to make sure that you're getting those basic needs covered every single month, no matter what happens to the rest of your investments in the market. And no, you don't have to put all of your money into an annuity. If you know how much money you're going to need to spend, let's work backwards and just make sure that we have those basics covered. The last question is the most important of all. Do I need to adjust my retirement date? For most people, you're looking at that future retirement date and you've got a big gold star on that day when you can finally quit. But you've got to be able to have a paycheck, like we talked about, that covers those needs. I'll give you a good example of this. I was working with a professor at a state university here in the state of Oregon. And even though he had quite a bit of assets, he also had a pretty large budget because he wanted to do things like traveling and things like that. And so really it was pretty thin, because one of the things we did with the plan was we could do a Monte Carlo simulation to do that probabilistic return and tell him how likely it was that it would work. But when pandemic hit last year, he started teaching online. And when the university gave him the choice to teach online again for one more year, he decided not to retire. And just by filling in that one more year of teaching, not only is that one more year that he's not drawing down on his retirement savings, but it's one more year that the university is contributing into his retirement savings. So in his case, it was about a $200,000 swing, and that was enough to really give a good cushion to his retirement plan. So just extending one more year worked really well. For all the best on retirement and annuities, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Click below to take my Masterclass and apply to become a client, and we'll look at all those different choices for you. I'm Charles Cannon, Certified Financial Planner. And remember, the most important part of your retirement is lifetime income for you.